Welcome to this mini tutorial that looks at changing the appearance of parts in your model as they flow around the model using the function w3dPart and icon equals together with the different scaling options that are available. If we open the function tree, Model Assistant, we can see in the VR functions there are a whole list of functions that can be used with the 3D geometries in Witness 14, and w3dPart is one of those functions that we can select off the list. I'm going to open up quick3d.mod and let's just maximize the screen space so we can see as much as we can of this particular model. If we do the vanilla Quick 3D based on this sample demonstration model, and we zoom into the section over here where the boxes come in, I have altered this model slightly. I've slowed down the conveyor at the beginning just so we can see what's happening. When boxes first arrive into the queue behind the machine here, they are empty boxes, and when they are placed onto the conveyor, having been through the machine, they miraculously change into filled tote boxes. Now, how is that achieved? Well, if we stop the model and I go to the 2D display for that particular machine, then we can see in the actions on finish for that machine, we are changing the 2D icon equals 132 to a new value of 137. And when you change the 2D icon in Witness, it will automatically link in the 3D geometry which is associated with that new icon. So if we go to the picture gallery from the view menu and we go across to icon 137, if I click on the 3D properties for that, we can see we've changed it to the tote box full part, which shows the filled part, and that's the new 3D geometry that will be used. Now that's if you want to synchronize the 2D and the 3D icons, but what happens if we just want to change the 3D icon alone? Well, what we can do is we can go into here, and in the actions we can use the w3dPart action, and all we have to do is give it the name of another part that we can link to that's in our library. So I could put in here dg-pt-carton, for example, and if I do that after the icon equals 137, it will change the icon to 137, and then subsequently it will change the 3D part to be a carton. So if we do a new 3D on this, obviously when you do a quick 3D and the model is already populated, you get the vanilla transfer of the 3D object, the one that's in the link to the object. So here we would have to re-zero. But now when we set the model running, we can see that the parts arriving in are the new carton geometries that we've asked to be set in this model. Now the other thing to note is the fact that on the box shape here we are using the scale using size attributes, and in this model the size attributes are set in the actions on create for the part to be different sizes based on different boxes, and those sizes will be taken through to the new shape that you apply, such that we can see this more vividly if instead of changing it to a carton I make it into a person shape. So I'm going to put a patient in there, hospital patient, and let's do that and OK that, and quick 3D again, re-zero the model, run the model, and we should see that we get lots of little people being produced. Let me just slow that down even more, and let's go to where we can see them more clearly, perhaps around here on the weighing different operations. But we're getting an army now of little people being produced and travelling along the conveyor. all at the same size. We mustn't forget that shapes can have some blank space around them, they can have different bounding boxes, and that may be part of the size that you're defining when you're setting a full size. If it has space around it, the size that you set will be based on the size including any bounding box. That person's in shadow there, so if we click in the room, take the shadows off, we can see the underneath the conveyor and the mezzanine floor, but we're getting lots of little people being produced and travelling around our model. So in that way you can change the appearance of a part as it's being assembled through a process, or things are being put into other parts, as in the tote box here, being filled, or for any other reason. If you want to show a part that's broken in any way, you could change it to look like a scrapped part in some way, shape or form. So that ends this mini tutorial on looking at the appearance of parts flowing through models and how you can change those.